Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of One Piece Weekly, where us of Wise Academia discuss the weekly One Piece chapter. Today is myself, Manny, and Ponle, and today we'll be discussing chapter 1003, The Night Reflected on a Goalboard. So, on the back of chapter 1002, we see Luffy ready to attack Kaido. And in this chapter, it continues on for that, with Luffy landing several blows to Kaido's body. We see Linlin, aka Big Mom, in big shock as it's all going down. Surprised that Kaido's being hit by so many times by Luffy.
Yeah.
Eventually, Luffy punching Kaido into the ground. We get Big Mom shouting, Kaido is shocked, and then we have Luffy reverting back to his normal form, unable to fight. By the looks of things, he might be out for 10 minutes. What are your thoughts on it so far at this point, Pauline?
Really, the battle just keeps heating up and heating up. Big Mom's probably so underestimated, surprised how strong Luffy may be. I'm guessing, or maybe he, maybe it's not just strong. Maybe how much he has improved since he was on Cake Island. Maybe I think she does say later on that she underestimated them or whatever else. But yeah, I think she's just shocked that Kaido's actually getting blows like this. But then, as you said, Luffy, then his steam runs out literally, and runs out of steam literally. He acknowledges them as a threat, basically. You used to think more so they were just like bugs to be squashed, but now she probably acknowledges these
gonna be more of a challenge.
worst generation of them more of a threat than initially. So she may have to actually do some effort as well.
Yeah, even in regarding to mentioning whole Cake Island, I think Luffy does turn into it. He does go into Gear 4 in Whole Cake Island.
Yeah, he does.
But he only attempts one punch.
Yep, and then I think
and then he reverts back to his normal form. So I think from Big Mom, from seeing that, what a singular punch that took a lot of energy for Luffy to get through, to now seeing him do this, shows how much he's leaped in ability and how much stronger he has gotten, and which is probably why she's so surprised at it at all, because she's seen Luffy fight firsthand, and now to see him go from then to now, that's probably put a big surprise on her. But yeah, so after all of that happens, Luffy's obviously on the floor, and Big Mom is ready to attack the West Generation, or specifically to attack Luffy. Usually Marvelly fire, and while she does that, it's up to Zoro to save Luffy, who is unable to move at the moment. And while that happens, we have Kid and Killer attempting to go at Kaido while he's laying on the floor. And I remember previously Jerry and Abby and myself, but I think it was mostly Jerry that picked up this point that he believes that, or at the time he believed that Kid might end up being the one to give Kaido the final blow when he's probably defeated and on the floor, and then Kid goes over there to finish him off, which is something that we kind of got here. They saw that Kaido was on the floor and hurt, and they tried to attack him to get the final blow. How do you think eventually, when Kaido does get defeated, but we do hope to get defeated, do you feel like it might be Kid giving the final blow, or any other of those characters?
Could be Kid, because I don't see Luffy as a guy to finish off beat an opponent. Luffy just punches them up, at the end, and then just lay there defeated. That's it. But it could be the case that Kid, I can see it happening. Kid, going for the final. But Kid's a killer. Kid probably is a killer like that. He would have that killer mentality to kill. Not leaving an opponent just there, beaten. He will go for the kill. So I can see him doing that.
And in the midst of all that, while Big Mom is trying to go after Luffy and Zoro, we get Law jumping in the middle of it and attacking her with counter shock, which seems to do a bit of damage. But with all that's going on, Killer and Kid are heading towards Kaido, but Kaido gets up and creates what Zoro describes as a natural disaster, a dragon twister, where it's just a bunch of tornadoes floating about and is flinging everybody from left to right. Zoro can't hold on to Luffy anymore. Luffy ends up flying away, and Kaido ends up putting Luffy in his mouth, which results in Zoro saying, "Hey, what do you think you're doing to my captain?" And eventually using all three of his swords to use Great Dragon Twister, which results in, according to Big Mom, Kaido getting cut. And this is the first time that we've known Kaido to be cut since Odin, my assumption. I know he's been attacked a few times, but this is the first time he's actually got a cut, which might result into his second scar. How do you feel about these panels and Zoro's feat during this whole fight on the roof?
That sword's powerful, I can't lie. That sword's powerful as hell. That sword is mad. It seems that, like what happened, Kaido, that with his impenetrable skin, got penetrated. So it is, and I think Zoro's getting more and more accustomed to using the blade. So Zoro's gonna be, I can see Zoro's gonna be deadly. You know, we know Zoro's powerful. We just haven't seen what he's fully capable of. Yeah. And now it's just going to be, especially now with the sword, I'm going to see he's going to be so strong. I'm not sure, I don't even know.
As soon as he gets a handle of it and also to use it properly, it's peak. It's peak.
It's very peak.
Do you think so? Zoro being able to use this sword that clearly is a very special one. Do you give that attribute to Zoro cutting Kaido more to Zoro or more to the sword? Do you feel like
I don't know if I can. I don't think it's just the sword. I feel it is because you need to have because that sword. Not just anyone can wield that sword.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that sword drains your. Take years of your life or your life. I can't remember exactly, but that sword will kill anyone really. So Zoro has to have the strength to be able to wield that sword in itself. So I say the sword is powerful enough to help cut, but I think it's Zoro as well because you have to be powerful enough to wield that sword in the first place anyway. So and to draw power out of it as well, you need to have that much. I say life force of strength to really draw from that sword. So I think a lot of it can be from Zoro, just from his power and strength alone to be able to draw from that sword. You know, to give the blow onto Kaido.
Yeah, I agree. And in the midst of all that, Kaido gets caught, and then he decides to use Dragon Twister, Gale of Destruction, where he sends, I guess, wind attacks.
Loads of similar to the wind attacks.
Yeah, similar to the wind attacks he's done earlier.
Slashes. Yeah.
But as he does this, obviously, on the roof is causing some of the ceiling to fall off, and end up going onto the bottom floor. So then after that, we get a scene of what's going on throughout the whole place, and we see the scene of people in the first floor fighting, and then we get some dialogue from a CP0 member who mentions the fact that he was invited to the island by Orochi, and then he's just discussing how what happens now may have a big shift in the rest of the world, and even right now the world is undergoing a drastic shift, and I guess from my understanding what CP0 are doing is waiting to see how this ends up. How the outcome, and perhaps attempting to take out whoever wins this battle. So by the looks of things, if Luffy and Cole end up defeating Kaido and Big Mom, they will have to deal with CP0 as well. And CP0,
I don't think they'll be able to. I don't think they'll be able to deal with CP0 off of just dealing with two emperors. That's mad. They're gonna have to escape someone. Maybe the people help them escape, but CP0, they're the strongest intelligence. World's intelligence agency. They are no joke. And Rob Lucy's part of them as well. I thought Rob Lucy there.
And this will be this pretty much a mirror for a buck up. I mentioned it several times before how post time skip and pre-time skip mirror each other, and the one arc mirrors Thriller Bark, and towards the end of Thriller Bark, we have Luffy fighting Gecko, eventually defeating him, but being tapped out and exhausted. The whole team is exhausted, and then you have Kuma appear out of nowhere. And if Kuma wanted to take out the whole team, he could have. He literally could have. There was nobody there that was strong enough to fight him at that moment in time. So would we get a similar situation of Thriller Bark as at the end of Wano, when it's all said and done and it's all dusted, and whatever's happening in the rooftop, whether Kaido and Big Mom gets defeated or Kaido and Big Mom flee or whatever happens, do now a depleted a depleted squad of samurais, an exhausted Straw Hat, a tired Zoro, an injured kid, or whatever, now have to go up against CP0, while the rest of their subordinates, such as Frankie, Jinbei, Nami, and so on and so forth, are currently fighting in some of the executives of Kaido, which they will end up being injured from it. Would they be able to handle CP0? My answer is no, and I don't think anybody.
No one, I can't lie. I don't see no one handling CP0, especially after what's going on here. No,
exactly,
it is peak.
It can't.
It can't. They can't. They can't. They're fighting two emperors, and you've got remember because they've noted in the panels when the CP0 is talking, they've noted about the numbers versus. I think Kaido's forces outnumber the samurais like 10-1 or something, maybe.
It's about between 1 to 5, 1 to 6.
Yeah, see, they're vastly outnumbered. They're vastly outnumbered, but
you have people that fight against the executives who are strong in their own right, but then again, you need to remember that they have Yamato, and we don't know how strong Yamato actually really is. I don't know if she potentially could be as strong as Kaido, which I doubt it, but you don't know the possibility.
I doubt it. I could see her. I reckon I could see Yamato being probably as strong as the All Stars. Maybe.
I think she's definitely. I think she's stronger.
I think she's strong. I think she's stronger than the All Stars. Probably not as strong as Kaido, but stronger than the All Stars. I can say.
Yeah. I think
stronger than Queen, King, and Jack. She's stronger than them.
Yeah.
I reckon she's stronger than them.
That's my thinking as well. And also, we need to take in consideration Tama's ability with
you know animals. What? This is a good point because I think that may turn the tide as well.
Yep.
Remember, because see, the numbers may be vastly on Kaido's forces' favor, but because of Tama's ability, a lot of the forces are small users. So, and they're very susceptible to Tama's ability. So, I think that may turn the tide for the numbers battle going on underneath, in the floors below.
Yeah, and they're currently all have a plan. From what we can see, we have Nami and Usopp shielding Tama, and her pointing at a direction. I don't know what's going on. You got Sanji in a shocked face. I don't know what's going on with him. We have Yamato, Momo, and the female ninja. I forgot her name. That are also planning something together. So there's something going on with the rest of them. It'll be interesting to see what's going on because there's still quite a lot of stuff that haven't been covered, and obviously CP0 are just there waiting in the shadows for this to conclude so they can make their move. But yeah, that's what we see, and then eventually we get to the last two panels where which I find I really enjoyed it. Even before we get to the final one, I really enjoyed seeing Kid, Luffy, and Law all looking distraught. Well, Luffy just looking tired, all looking shocked. Kid saying, "What the hell is that?" Luffy saying, "Is that Kaido?" And Law confirming what form Kaido's in, but saying it must be his hybrid form. And I just like that image particularly because when we got Luffy, Kid, and Law back in chapter, I want to say 972 or 74, somewhere around there, where they finally came together by the sea right before they went to fight Kaido at the end of all this flashback, and all came together. And when we saw those big three together, which was reminiscent to what happened at Sabaody with them three coming out of the auction room and just having that panel of them three together. Now we get a panel of them three together looking distraught, looking like it's peak for them, So I really, really enjoyed that panel there. And then we obviously get Kaido's hand that looks lizardly, a bit like a lizard.
It looks like a lizard, yeah. It looks like scales on his fingers, yeah. But I'm still wondering what. I really want to see what this form looks like because I'm still thinking about the fish fruit that Big Mom mentioned.
Yeah. I remember Abby has a theory, and I'm sure she'll speak on it in more detail. She was suggesting that Kaido got given the fish fruit, but it doesn't mean that he used it.
Okay.
I think
maybe he gave it to Yamato. maybe
that's Abby's thinking.
That's a good point.
That's Abby's thinking. I'm sure she'll give us a bit more detail on it at some point. But yeah, so it's a bit confusing in regards to what it actually is, or what it might be with Kaido's hybrid form. Is he just he in his human form, but with just more scaly, dragging his skin? What is he able to do? Why is this the first time we've seen it? Because he fought Odin, and Odin never used. He never got Odin to go into a hybrid
form.
Mode.
Yeah,
but that was more so because he got tricked into losing. But yeah, so the final chapter, we get Kaido saying this, hey Linlin, this is getting fun, and him laughing away. And then we got Big Mom
saying the same thing.
Cackling. Yeah. Kaido, I was just thinking the same thing. The mighty emperors blocked their path. Yeah. And the greatest thing about this chapter is that we don't get no break next week. No break next week. So yeah, the final panel was interesting to see. What are your thoughts, and what do you think the hybrid form might look like?
I don't know. It's gonna be some like drag. I don't know, because it looks like he's got more than 2 horns. It's like, I think it's probably looking like he's got the horn similar to when he's in this dragon form.
Yeah,
I'm trying to look back onto that.
He's got like, is that 3 on the back of his head?
3. He's got the same amount of horn. I think it's, look, if you go look at his dragon form,
yeah,
he's maybe 3. It may be. I don't know. It could be.
So you got the 2 horns there. Then you got like 3. One of them that looks like a sword. The one in the middle looks like a sword. Obviously, it isn't, but it looks like a sword.
It looks like a trident kind of thing. But I'm looking back at his dragon form.
Trident, like, yeah, it does look like a trident. It does look like a trident, actually. I think it might be a trident.
It'll be. I don't know. I just need to see this form next week, man.
Yeah, I hope Oda doesn't rob us. If he doesn't show us the form next week, I'll be livid. I don't even care if he spends 99% of the chapter down below, and then we just get to the end of the chapter with Kaido above everybody, and everybody just battered. Because I can't lie, I need a new generation to lose at this point, because you're not giving it your all, and you haven't beaten him, and he's not even in his final form yet, and you still expect to win. And Big Mom hasn't even done that much. He's just been here and there, just throwing a few jabs. It's peak for them. It's real peak for them. I wonder how they're gonna turn this around. But yeah, and any final thoughts, Polly?
This is not my crack. I need the next chapter, man. I'm like a nitty now. Y'all got more chapters for me. Y'all got more chapters for me.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, again, great chapter. Chapter 1004 out next week. We'll be looking forward to that. Again, thank you for watching this. If you can, subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Discord, and on our Twitch channels. Thank you for watching, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you. Take care, guys.